Well, it's Sunday night, and that means we're not back with Sunday night slow jams. We're back with keeping it orange and blue. I'm Ryan Schroet, joined as always by Urbana and Oklahoma City's finest, Kevin Ducey. Obviously, so much going on, Kev. Illini football getting into its second week of fall camp. I think you can smell it, right? Football's in the air. What's happening?
Man, I'm excited for the season to get here. It can't get here soon enough. And we got a special guest, and I'm so happy that I was able to set one of these up for the first time ever. So we are bringing on none other than Illinois' first recruit, first commit for the 2027 class, Camden Lopati. What is up, Camden? How you doing, my friend?
Let's do that. There we go. One more time for us. That'll work. That'll work.
All right.
That'll work. Forget all that other stuff. Camden Lopati, what's happening?
Nothing. Can't complain.
Hey, I got to give a true story here. When Camden committed, I retweeted it, said something like I was excited, and Camden hit me with the follow. Like, so he made my day.
Yeah.
And he was so gracious. I reached out to him. I was like, hey, man, would you ever be interested in being on the pod? He was like, yes, sir, right away. And, you know, they got practice running. You got practice running on Monday night. So we decided, we've been to Monday nights recently. So we squeezed in a Sunday night show. That's normally our traditional time, but you know, Ryan and I got families. But Camden, so happy to have you on, man. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me.
One of the top 200 national players in the class of 2027, according to 247 Sports. So, I mean, that's a pretty amazing pickup early for the staff, and you know, we're so happy to have you on here to get to know you a little bit. So, you know, you pick Illinois. And clearly, Illinois in 2026 has done a great job with their recruiting class. The vibe around the Illinois program is just kind of soaring. What is your view from Utah? You know, your perception of where Brett Bielema has this program and going, and why was it something that was just where you want to be?
It was definitely it wasn't really anything. I think they're on like the upcoming, and I think just the relationship I had with all the Coach B and Art and Coach Lunny was a big thing for me. And yeah, it didn't really matter the location. It just, yeah, that was basically it.
I've heard good things about Artur Sitkowski. Kevin here is a big fan of him. How was your relationship with Mr. Sitkowski?
Oh, it's good. It's like he's like I just look up to him. It's like just like a senior. I'm looking up to him, and he just gives like the energy. Like I don't know how to explain it. He's just like a energy guy. He always brings it every phone call. In person, so that's like a
vibe, right?
Yeah, like, crazy vibe.
Yeah,
crazy vibe.
Yeah, that's a cool cat, man. Like people don't realize that you see him sitting on the sideline with his ball cap on, but that dude's cool as a fan. I had the pleasure of meeting him down at the Citrus Bowl. That being said, like Ryan talked about, you know, your top 200 recruit. Obviously, you had a lot of offers. We're, you know, us being lifelong Illinois fans, very excited that you chose Illinois. I haven't asked this question. We've had some really high level recruits jump on here. Nasir Rankin, Jacob Everhart, you know, headline in the class of 26 who jumped on the pod. Do you pay attention to that stuff? The rankings? Do you care? Does it matter to you? Like you're going into your junior year of high school. What's Camden think about that when you see where you're ranked, or do you give a crap?
Oh, I don't really care about rankings. I mean, anyone 5-star, 4-star. I mean, you used to have to play anybody 3-star, so. I mean, you see that every camp, like a 3-star could be to 5-star. Like it doesn't really matter to me. So
I got you. Well, you got scholarship offers. That's what matters, right?
Yeah, that's what really matters. Yeah, it doesn't matter about no stars.
So great relationship with the staff. What is it though that they were so intrigued and obviously wanting you, you know, offering you? What is it that they love about your game that maybe even that you want to continue to get better at or work on as well?
I think the thing that they preached more to me was like how strong my arm was, because when I threw for them, it was I was on opposite hash. They had me throw like comebacks from 20 yards, and I had nothing like that before. So that was one thing that we talked about today, me and Art, how just like I'm so like my arm's strong, and then how I move outside the pocket and throw on the run. But you know, I could always improve on all sorts of stuff and always learn and get better.
Now you are a dual threat guy. You run the ball fair amount, and one of the things that I've been impressed with when I've watched some of your tape is that you're really well built below the waist. legs. Like, and I'm not trying to be weird. Like you got some legs on you. That's the power center of your whole body, right? Like that's where you drive from. Where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself in that dual threat? Do you want to be more of a pocket passer who can move? What's Camden think about that?
I obviously think dual threat's a little cooler title. Yeah, but I'd rather throw the ball than run the ball.
All right,
for sure. Right. Yeah, I'd rather throw for 50 yards than run and get gassed and come back.
By the way, what is that like? What is that like as a quarterback when you just rip off like a nice 15, 20-yard run, maybe slip a tackle or two, spin away from a guy, and then you got to come back to the huddle? Are you a little gassed? Like, man, do I like coach call a screen pass if we're gonna call anything here?
Yeah, I'm a little out of breath. Can't really breathe, looking at the sideline, and then in the huddle, just trying to just breathe and call the play. Yeah, that's
right on. I've wondered that at times because I've seen it before, like quarterbacks, like especially like ones where you scramble and then you elude a defensive end and you get out to the outside and you got to sprint past a linebacker and you run. I'm like, they got to be tired, man.
Yeah, way tired.
All right on.
I just looked this up. You ran for over 600 yards, man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You ran for over 600, like 650, Kevin. So I mean, as much as you may prefer, I know you can. I can throw for 3,000, but I can run for 650 and 3 touchdowns. And it sounds like with your size and your build of like a linebacker kind of build is what I see all these recruiting West Coast. Guys that get paid to cover all these events you go to, they say he's built like a linebacker, but he's all quarterback. He's got a great arm talent, but he's so big and physical, it's tough for these guys to bring him down in the open field. I think obviously fans are super excited to have you. What has your vibe of maybe the Illini fan base been so far? I'm sure they've been treating you good, but can you kind of tell how kind of rabid this Illini fan base is?
Oh, it was crazy. It was like within an hour, I had like 100 and something followers that just had like people text me and comments. I was like, well, this is crazy. I didn't think it was going to blow up like how it did, but yeah, definitely. That's one thing I want to see when I get out there, when I go to a game, is just the fan base.
Oh, definitely.
When are you planning on coming out? Do you have a game scheduled?
Ohio State game. I'm coming out in an Ohio State game.
Beautiful. Yeah, I think we're gonna have we may ask you to come, just pop in for a minute. We're gonna have our podcast is gonna have a tailgate outside Memorial Stadium.
Oh, that's way nice. That's cool.
Yeah, and so we have a bunch of different fans and stuff and friends that we know, and sometimes we get special guests to swing by. So we'll try to coordinate with you. But man, that's gonna be an amazing atmosphere, an amazing game, man. You picked the best game to come to for sure.
Yeah.
Now, have you been out to Champaign before? Have you been to a game yet? Or
no, not a game. I've been on one visit there,
okay.
But it's just like a couple hours. But no, I haven't been to a game before.
Now, as far as the guys on the team, have you made a connection with any current players or any guys coming in yet?
I think the current players I met I think it was like Hawaiians. I forgot their names, but it was like the center, was a linebacker, and there's like 2 more. I think there's like brothers.
Yeah, the Cruz brothers.
Yeah. I think there's 2 sets of brothers. Yeah.
Dude,
but that
was going to be my next question. Do you have a little brother? Because like Brett Bielema has recruited like 8 sets of brothers in Illinois. So I didn't know if you got a little brother coming up, we could start watching out for. So
no, I got an older brother. He's already in college right now. But yeah,
was he?
What was it? No, I think Easton. Sorry, Easton. Easton Baker's from Utah, I think. Right?
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Easton Baker's a Utah kid. So, and he's got a brother Bronco Baker that they're after.
Oh yeah, that's what they're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So they are. We have been. Illinois has been recruiting Utah a little, Kev.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Now,
go ahead,
Cam, in your role, do you look at that? Do you start like talking to dudes maybe you've been to some camps with, some receivers or guys like that, or do guys reach out to you? Hey, what was Illinois like? What's that like for? Because I was never good enough for anybody to want me to come play at a D1 level. So do you get that request? Like, do you get your buddies hitting you up like, hey man, heard you committed to Illinois. What's Illinois all about?
Yeah, I mean, I talked to I think 2 guys today about it. Reese Russell, he's from Colorado, and then Jack Brown. I think he lives in Missouri. I think.
Oh, tight end, absolutely.
Yeah, tight end.
Okay, we all know about Jack Brown. That's it was you and Jack Brown, I believe, there were top 2 like kids that they wanted to get in 2027. So a tight end is definitely up there for sure. Now, one of my last questions, Kev, I'm sure you'll have 1 or 2 more, but what is it that you like about Illinois' offense? And I'm sure had you watched much of their season last year, and how Luke Altmaier has some sort of freedom with Coach Lunny, and how they pass the ball and maybe run a specific offense? What is it that you've noticed or liked about Illinois' offense?
I haven't watched it last year, but meetings with Coach Lenny when I did go is like a pro style offense, and that's definitely something that I was looking for. Just like if I could have a chance one day to get to the next level, that'd definitely be a goal for mine. So I think that was something that was a factor to go to Illinois.
Yeah, having watched Coach Lunny for this would be his 4th year at Illinois, and got a chance to see him when he was UTSA before he came. And I had the chance to actually sit down with him. He was scouting a kid that had committed to Illinois. He came down to Oklahoma City. Like he actually will design and does not shy away from his quarterback running the ball at all. I think he's much more comfortable when he knows he's got a really good backup. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you guys get banged up. I think that he'll give you for certain the chance to do that. But I just want to tell you this, man. I'm going to leave you instead of with a question, just a statement here. You are a first-class young man through and through. The University of Illinois is lucky to have you. It's homes where I grew up. I'm very happy that you decided to come to the University of Illinois. Primarily, yeah, because of your football playing ability, but you like I said, you're a first-class young man. So I will pray for your health and pray for your well-being. And I'll tell you this, man. I know you got 2 more years of high school left. Go leave it all out on the field. Enjoy those times with your teammates, because I spent time with guys who have played in the league, and it was funny. I had an opportunity to hang out with 2 guys. One guy played at Notre Dame, another guy played at Illinois. The guy who played at Notre Dame actually played in the NFL. And here I am. Here's a stupid football fan sitting with 2 guys who played major college football and in the NFL. And all their stories they talked about was high school. And I finally asked them, I'm like, guys, why do you talk so much about high school football? And they said, Kevin, that was when it was the most fun. And I could relate to them because I got a chance to play in high school, and I loved it. It's just a little bit different when you get to college. So just take this time in, live in the moment, enjoy your teammates, enjoy your friends, enjoy being a kid while you can. But just keep working on you, and we look forward to having you at the University of Illinois in 2027.
Thank you.
For any Illini fans, maybe on Instagram and X, what are some of your handles, if they haven't followed you yet, that they can follow you?
My Instagram's Camden Lopati 0, and then I think my Twitter one's just Cowboy Kamden.
Okay, Cowboy Kamden.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, Cowboy, real quick. Somebody just popped in our chat, said this. Hey, Cam Wagner, he's at St. Joe. He's a local kid, just right outside of Champaign. I imagine he'll be there with you on your Ohio State visit. Holler at that big old left tackle and let him know, hey, you don't protect my blind side, big fella. So we'd love to have him along with you.
Yeah.
Hey, we wish you nothing but the best in your junior season. You still have 2 more seasons to enjoy, and you carry yourself like you're already heading to college. So love where your head's at. Thanks for joining us, man, and we wish you nothing but a healthy junior season and success. Go ahead, Kev.
Yeah, I want to say the same thing I told Jacob Everhart when he was on the show. I don't know what your family situation is, mom, dad, whatever. Jacob's was a little bit different, but dude, go hug and love on the people that have led you in life, because they've done a lot of right things. Because you're not here without them. You're not this respectful, courteous, driven young man without your mom, your dad, or whomever it is in your life that is poured into you. Get done with this call, man. Go give them a hug, tell them you love them, because that's why you're where you're at, man. And don't get me wrong, you put the effort in yourself. I know that. I know you put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, all the things, but you did that because they built you into who you are as a young man.
Yeah, thank you.
Right on, my friend.
Look forward to meeting you and shaking your hand for the Ohio State game, man.
Okay, yeah, me too.
Don't ever be a stranger, stud. Don't ever be a stranger.
Oh yeah, I won't. Yeah.
Hey, appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Talk to you later.
See you guys.
2027 quarterback commit Camden Lopati, who is a really great addition to the 2027 class. I mean, you're going to start it, right? You might as well go big, right? I mean,
yeah, it's that's a hell of a get to start a recruiting class. I mean, that is arguably will be the highest ranked kid they get in the class. Maybe. They could turn some head we think this season could be. But he'd be the highest ranked kid based on current rankings in the 2026 class, correct?
It's right there. It's like top 200. I'm trying to think. No,
Oh,
Nasir Rankin was
Nasir and
95.
Nasir and Everhart will be right there with him. But when you start talking about getting a kid that level at that high of a recruit ranking at this point in the recruiting process, it just shows what they're all about. And he sung Art's praises. Michael Clayton sang Art's praises. Like I said, I had a chance to meet Art Sikowski when we were down in Florida. He's just a cool cat, man. Like he's got a whole vibe to him. Like he's all business on the football field, off the football field. Like he's just a stud, man. And Illinois is lucky to have him. We made the investment to have him, and so we're so lucky to have Art Sikowski on the staff, and we're getting high level quarterback recruits because of that guy. So
I don't
anybody
expect.
got a distance football playing career can tip their cap to his recruiting and coaching career.
Yeah. And you know what I expect is what we saw from the 2026 class to keep going in 2027. I know Illinois is not done with 2026. There's some flips they're working on. I think there's a tight end from who's committed to Wisconsin right now that they're working on. Well, I'll make a mention of him towards the end of the show, but yeah, just great stuff. And here's another thing. We talked about this last week. Talented players on the field, but just as good of people off the field, right? They speak well, right? they've been raised well. They're modest. You know, they know hell. I feel like they're mature, and you can just tell they're the kind of guys that they want in the program.
No, absolutely. And I think Illinois has said that they want guys who want to come in who aren't promised everything and want to come or willing to work for whatever they get. And, you know, you're going to be a kid like Camden, and you're looking at Illinois' roster, and Illinois has a true freshman quarterback who, from all understandings, and I love Trey Petty, is the number 3 guy on the roster right now behind 2 seniors, right? Ethan Hampton may be able to get another year. But if Illinois doesn't go portal shopping at the end of the next year, then it's Carson Boyd's team next year. And then you got Michael Clayton coming behind him. So if you have to be a guy who wants to – Illinois is now not a place where you can look at it and say, hey, I'm just going to go start right away. You know, I mean, it's like a situation. If Braden Trimble was a 2015 kid or a 2014 kid, he would be starting at the X or the – what is it? The X or the Z, right? He'd be starting as a wideout for this football team. Instead, he might redshirt because there's not time for him. So Illinois is starting to change the dynamic of the players that they're recruiting, and we're getting guys who are still willing to come in and compete, where it used to be like, oh, we'd lose a kid like that to Iowa, to Wisconsin, to Alabama, to wherever. And so that's really exciting. And you see this young man, he's first class in every sense of the word. So I'm just so excited to have him. I swear to God, he reached out to me. I was like, what? This is crazy. So, and you see, he's just a great kid. So Ryan, what have you? Obviously the scrimmage was yesterday. What have you heard? Week 2 fall camp buzz. What are you hearing, my friend?
Well, it's funny too because it's just like I get all these people who randomly message me like, "Oh, I heard this person's hurt and out for the year already." I'm like, "What?" And then if you watch the scrimmage,
I've heard. Right.
What'd you say?
JJ Hurtis is the only one I've heard, and I actually had the pleasure.
Someone messaged me and it put up my antenna. They said Hudson Clement out for the season, and I said, "What?" And then I watched some of the highlights I saw. Hudson Clement, I heard had a nice scrimmage. So I was like, "No, he's not out for the season." That was like before the scrimmage even happened. Right. So, you know, I think Luke Altmaier is just looking like the guy that I keep talking him up to be. I think the offensive line is going to be stellar. Not tons again. They don't want to leak too much, and you can fill in anything that you've heard from guys that are actually there at the stadium. But as you guys know, I have people who are inside the program who have to be anonymous because if they weren't, then they probably wouldn't be working for the program anymore. But they gave me stuff from what they see and hear. And but yeah, so I think the offensive line was impressive. I told you Hudson Clement had a good scrimmage. The defensive backs, I think, were more. I didn't necessarily know who. I heard there was a couple interceptions, but I didn't get who threw them. And also the defensive line looks like it's going to be for real. So those are things that I heard, Kev. I don't know what you read or heard anywhere else.
I'm hearing some stuff. I've had the pleasure of being connected with Christian Abney's dad, Joel. He reached out to me, and he's been a great guy. Like he's a phenomenal dude. Heck, the guy looks like he could have played college football himself, standing next to his massive son. I've heard they're really impressed with Stoffel and Abney, and that Illinois will have an opportunity to run some more 12 sets this year. My understanding, hey, and listen, I'll credit where I heard it. I was listening to the Warner and Wagner podcast, and they talked about Arkin. Arkin took 900 snaps last year, and he's probably not going to give up a lot of special team snaps. This guy is super valuable on special teams. So it would be great to have a more valuable backup behind him, right? Cole Rusk is going to be the stretching tight end. You'd like to be able to run to 12 personnel that doesn't always have to include Tanner Arkin and keep him fresh. He is without a doubt the best blocker.
Abney looks like a guy who could be a hell of a blocker.
And my understanding is Christian played quarterback in high school and is really kind of dynamic after he catches the ball. And could be like he's what I'm understanding is he could be more of the Stoffel, the backup to Rusk and Stoffel Arkin, and that we can play those guys. And if you're looking at that level of tight end play, once again, I go back to 2014, 2015, Tanner Hollinger and Logan Farrell are probably playing, where now, your freshman's going to sit, freshman's going to redshirt. It's just a different evolution of Illinois football that is really exciting. And it's the same, Ryan. You talked about the offensive line. Melvin Priestley's got a little bit of a knee issue. It's all precautionary. J.C. Davis has plantar fasciitis, but it's precautionary is my understanding. I got plantar fasciitis when I was in my 40s, so I don't know what it's like when you're in your 20s. So hopefully he can recover from that. So they're sitting these guys out, and other guys are stepping up. Aiden Kanapkit is out with a little bit of a knee injury, and guys are stepping up. Zafir, Zafir? Oh, goodness. What's a big fella? Zafir. Oh,
Stewart.
Great.
Stewart.
Yeah, Philadelphia kid, 6'5", 355 pounds, up and playing some tackle. And Tyler McMillan is going to step in. So it's just really exciting to have the level of depth where a year ago or 2 years ago or 5 years ago, 10 years ago, guy gets hurt for the season and we're struggling to figure out what we're going to do. So my understanding is that's what's going on. It's interesting, listening to some of these other Illinois podcasts, and they talk about Illinois receivers, and my guy Ashton Hollins doesn't even get mentioned. And I'm not going to sit here and cry that he should get mentioned. It's just we got a lot of talent in a lot of places on this team, and it's exciting. So.
Yeah, and Malik Elzy it's there to make an impact, and he's got all the tools to do it. It's right here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see because I don't think that Illinois has a Pat Bryant, Zachary Franklin duo this year. I really don't. Will, and those are the only guys who caught like over 25 balls a year ago, and they both caught over 50. Will Luke be willing to distribute the ball across the field and not look for 13 or 4 like he did a year ago? Right?
I think Hudson Clement can be a Franklin type for sure. I do
too. I think he's the guy that most people are sleeping on. I think that, I've listened to a few podcasts and he's the guy that people aren't talking about enough, in my opinion.
Yeah. All you got to do is go watch that dude. All you got to do is watch his highlight reel last year.
Right. And I also wonder, Hank Beatty's going to be the punt returner. He can win the kick returner job. How much does that take away from his ability to actually play as many snaps as you want him to in the slot? And that opens the opportunity for Hudson Clement. Hudson Clement's versatility to play out and in, just like Colin Dixon, is where I think he'll see the field. And I also think that Mario Sanders, who I'm understanding might be the kick returner, the kick returner is probably one of the most interesting position battles out there. It'll be interesting to see who lines up when we play Western in just a couple weeks.
But to me, it's like don't necessarily need a bunch of superstars out there, but having guys that have good size and strength and they're dependable that can get open. Colin Dixon can do all those things.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Sean Gardner is yelling at us about Rodney Walker at Eisenhower.
Sean Garner, what kind of podcast is this? Is this a high school Central Illinois basketball podcast? I mean, I guess you could ask Kev about his Urbana Tigers. Are they fielding a team this year? I mean,
we're hoping we win a game. We're hoping we win a game for the first time in a long time. So that's
yeah.
I mean, they might have won one last year. I don't know. Who knows?
You know, it's like Sean. I don't know.
No, I love Sean, but he's like, answer my question. Yes, sir.
You heard the man.
Hey, Sean, put $10 in the super chat and we'll answer your question.
Yeah. You want seriously? We're about to ask for some tips. It's coming if nobody wants to sponsor this show.
I love that question because I have no idea who the hell Rodney Walker is, and nor could I answer it. So there we go.
Everybody on here.
Answer Nate Durst's question. No, I will. Nate, I will not be smoking any ribs, but we will have my brother's amazing pulled pork. Ryan had the bubble guts. I don't know if you were able to have any pulled pork at the tailgate last year.
Yeah, the bubble guts. I'm trying to think what exactly it was. It was.
I had something, man.
It was bad. It was food poisoning. It wasn't the bubble guts. It was like where I just had no appetite. You know, it's like, and it was the worst day to not have one. You know, I remember
JC's pulled pork.
Someone made me a plate, and if anybody's ever had food poisoning, when you look at a plate of food, it doesn't. I don't care what's on it. It doesn't look good. And I was just like thinking, why would of all the days of the year, this is the one day I can't indulge in? And I remember I ate a little bit of it, and I was like, this is delicious. And I was just in my head going like, ugh. Yeah.
So no, Mr. Durst, we will certainly have some of my brother's pulled pork. Nathan also chimed in. Love to see some QB passes to both RBs. I'd love to see it to all the RBs, right? I'd love to see it to Jordan Anderson out of the backfield. That's an intriguing storyline, is how will they use Jordan Anderson? My understanding is he's going to be a do-it-all kind of guy. I really think that all three of the guys out of the backfield can catch the ball, and I love the way our running backs can make some, like, hey, listen, you get Aiden Lawfrey or Khalil Valentine in space, you're scared to death they're going to juke you out of your socks. You get Caden Fagan out in space, you're scared to death he's just going to truck you and run you over. I would like to see some more passes to the running backs out of the backfield. And they did it last year. And Josh McCray, love the guy. And I'll never say anything bad about him, and I'm sad that he left. But that guy, you remember the catch he made on the sideline against Nebraska last year, Ryan?
One hand.
That and how good he was in pass protection. That's going to be the key. Free and Valentin is how do you handle pass pro? They can both catch the ball in the backfield. They can both be dynamic in the passing game. But can you pass pro? Caden Fagan absolutely should be able to pass pro because he's built like a tight end.
Hey, Sean Garner's got another question for you. We'll be talking. So, yeah, I feel, you know what I did? I actually went back and watched the highlights. It's been a few months, but I went back and watched last year's highlights of all their games and wins and stuff. And I mean, I'll just be shocked if Aiden Lawfrey just doesn't take another step. You know how good he was at the end of the year.
Ryan, I can't agree more. The games I've watched rewatched most from last year were Nebraska, mid South Carolina, and it just so happens to be those are the three games I attended last year. Go figure. Because I mean, there's a difference between watching the game live and watching the game at the stadium, and especially in the Michigan and South Carolina games, he made some plays that were just. I remember the Rutgers game. He
hit the edge one on a touchdown run that was just really good. Yeah.
He is incredible in making guys miss in small spaces and then be able to accelerate. And he's also he looks like he's 190 pounds, but I think he's pushing 210. And I think I'm with you, Ryan. I think he's probably one of the guys that he might be the bell cow for this team. I know we all want Caden Fagan. Billy Moe chimed in on it last week, or it might have been Jason. Guys, forgive me if I'm wrong here, but that was a major surgery that Caden went through, and it might. And Aiden Lawfrey was the starting tailback at the end of the year, and for good reason. So, hey, Nick Durst has a question here: punter and kicker depth. I think we're pretty good here.
Yeah, definitely. Dave, you got David Alano is your number one. He's your field goal extra point guy. They did pick up a 60 to 70-yard specialist kid. I'm trying to remember where he's from. Kevin,
North Carolina.
Yeah, North Carolina. So they got a guy because David Alano's range is like 50 to 55, I think. I don't think
my understanding is, from what I've read, is David is working on driving the ball a little bit lower, and so then that therefore giving him some distance. It's kind of, I liken it to golf. That sometimes as a golfer you want to be able to hit a knockdown shot to cut through the wind. My understanding is Alano's working on that to be able to drive the ball. I just hope it doesn't affect some of his short kicks, because on the short kicks you want to get the ball up in the air as soon as possible. But we got a guy from North Carolina, and I'm pulling up his name right now. I don't know about punter depth. Ryan,
they picked up the Purdue kid.
Yep. Caden Crimmins will be the starter at punter.
Crimmins, yep. And I know, so Declan Dooley transferred, I believe, right?
Yep, sure did.
And I think there was another. They picked up another. It was a walk-on punter kid. I'm trying to think, Kev. You're googling all this. I didn't have the name in front of me, but I know they have another kid they picked up who has kicking experience and punting in case they need to. But I wouldn't be shocked, if they use one of their the backup kicker, place kicker, to punt if they need it as well.
Right.
So,
the kid from North Carolina can punt. Lars Rao transferred from Texas State. So he is probably the third string punter behind the North Carolina transfer who's going to back up Alano and Crimmins, is my understanding.
All right.
Kid, Lucas Osada. Transfer from North Carolina. One of the things, have you seen the height and weight list on Crimmins?
I haven't. I know he's a big kid, though.
He's like 6'3", 225.
Yeah. He would. He could probably play fullback if they needed him. What the heck was this? Jay Prosh. There we go.
Oh, Jay Prosh transferred to Auburn. Jay Prosh is the kind of guy to knock your teeth out in a bar fight.
I'm going to tell you what, Jay Prosh was on some of those good Illinois teams. Zook recruited him. He actually played for the Houston Texans, too, and was a fullback.
He did. He absolutely did.
That was one of those guys that you just put in front. He reminded me, he's a guy you want to take in a bar fight, no doubt. Let's see.
Asked, will Braden Trimble play a lot? And will Illinois be ranked 5?
Here's the thing. I think he's going to play in at least 4 games.
I agree. That's about it.
And you know what? They can have fun in those 4 games. Which 4 games, right?
Now, I will tell you this. If he shines, I think there is some thought process from what I understand of the Illinois coaches.
Indiana's going to be the tougher game, Nathan.
Yep. From the Illinois coaches' perspective is I don't know that they think they get Braden Trimble for a full 5 years. And so if he can make a difference on the field this year and he shows it early, he's going to get chances against Western Illinois and Western Michigan. The challenge with Illinois is it's so weird is our schedule sets up that the only games we have on the front half of the schedule that you say that's an automatic win are Western Michigan and Western Illinois. You put Western Michigan, Western Illinois, and you bookend them with Duke and at Indiana are very tough games. Then you've got USC at home. Purdue's in there. Purdue is in there. So we've got 3 of our first 7 games where we're normally a little bit more front loaded. The back half of the schedule is a little bit easier. So he's going to have to come out and show that he can make a difference and make it. But he's in a very deep wide receiver room. Billy Moe, I agree. I don't think he's going to redshirt, but he's going to have to go show that he can make plays early on, or else he's going to play.
All I said is I think he's going to play. He's going to play in at least 4 games, guys. Could he play in 6? Sure, but 4 games.
And least. Then I do have big concerns about the Indiana game more so than the Duke game. Memorial
Duke
State.
Offensive. So I would say, Kevin, you probably agree. Duke offensively, I don't think they're going to have enough to beat Illinois.
I don't
their
think
defense is
cool.
Yeah. Indiana offensively is good.
And Indiana defensively has stars at all 3 levels, and it's going to be a Memorial Stadium. It's just mind-boggling that they're They play Memorial Stadium and Assembly Hall. And
let's be original, man, for real. Like,
and we were first on both.
yep.
So with those, I think Indiana will sell out that game. That game is going to be a very raucous environment. My understanding, there's plenty. If you want to get a ticket to the Duke game, there's plenty of availability to go get tickets to that game. Sean, will Illinois be ranked in the top 5?
It's possible. Yeah.
If Illinois goes rolling into Ohio State at 6-0, yeah, I think Illinois could be top 5. Then Illinois wins that game. Most definitely, Illinois is a top 5 team. So my guess is it's unlikely, but I don't know.
But I think they will be a top 10 team at some point.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I think Illinois will be a top 10 team.
You win your first couple games, maybe. We'll see.
Heading into that Indiana game, that's gonna be a top 15 type matchup.
I used to sell out $200 just to get in, so I'm actually trying to find a way to go to that game. Brad P asked, and there's some questions going on here. Billy Mose chiming in. Appreciate you as always, my friend, about Clement sliding down the depth chart. I don't think Clement's sliding down the depth chart. I think he's trying to work his way up, just for what Billy Mose said. Hudson was banged up in the spring, and so he's trying to find his way into a position. And my understanding is they really like him in the slot. They really, really like him in the slot. He can certainly go out wide. Illinois runs a ton of 12 personnel this year. So that leaves the opportunity for 2 wide receivers on the field. And if you're going to try and play in the slot right now, that's Colin Dixon and Hank Beatty. Those guys have been in this offense for a couple of years. They're trusted. They're reliable guys. If you want to go out wide, then
Malik Elsie's got to be the guy out there, you know?
So when Illinois runs 12 personnel, I would imagine it's Hudson Clement and Malik Elsie probably are the top 2 guys. Maybe.
Yeah.
Justin Bowick.
Yeah, I forgot Bowick. My bad. Bowick's a go-getter, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, they're just going to – hey, listen. Illinois is in a prime spot at a couple positions this year where if you're not bringing it, you're just not going to play. And wide receiver is probably number 1. And Justin Stepp's motto, no block, no rock, Hudson Clement can block. He'll see the field.
Yep.
I'm higher on Hudson Clement the most because he's the most proven guy at this level.
And let me tell you something. If he doesn't, and if he's getting beat by other guys, guess what that means? That means Illinois' wide receiver core is way better than we think.
And Billy Moe said it too. The transfers are learning the playbook, and that's challenging because – listen, Barry Lunny's a really intelligent guy, and he is going to develop he's got a playbook that is challenging, right? And it's not as simple as just run this route. It's run this route if this, then if that, run this based on coverage schemes. And some guys need to catch up with that. And so it's going to be challenging. Ryan, this is a great question. I don't know that I can answer it. I've heard a lot of people ask it. Who's going to be our number 1 wide receiver? I like Billy Moe's answer. I'm not arguing with it. What do you think?
Let me see here. What did Billy Moe say? Let me look.
He said Colin Dixon.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I think I've been I think I said Dixon when we talked about it a week or 2 ago. I think Dixon will probably be the number 1 guy. I think Elsie has the most talent to be the number 1 guy. But again, I said right here. I think Beatty's going to be up there for close to top catches. I think you're going to see Alex Kapka-Jones be a steadying presence when they need, something 5 to 10 yards over the middle. He's a big body, big frame. And I think Justin Bowick's going to be a deep threat that he's just so athletic and such big size, man. Just go watch some of his highlights. He's going to add a lot to this offense. But, yeah, I would say Dixon.
I think it might change as the year goes on. I think Hudson Clement might be the number 1 target by the end of the year. But I agree with Billy Moe. I think Colin Dixon's going to be 1 or 2 in yards and catches. I mean, people might not realize this. Last year, Pat Bryant didn't lead the team in or targets. That was Zachary Franklin. He did lead the team in yards and touchdowns. So it's all about how you view it. Nathan Durst asked, what percentage of the offensive plays will we run versus pass? I think last year we were 55-45 pass to run, if I recall correctly. I think that this team honestly could get closer to that 50-50 range. I think this team can run the ball more. Listen, last year, Illinois, from a tight end perspective, it was Tanner Arkin and then Goda, I believe.
Yeah, Carson Goda.
Good night, sweetheart. And then Henry Boyer as well. Those guys, I think Goda a red shirt, not a red shirt, but a walk-on or some kind of pickup here.
He was a D2 kid.
Yeah. So I think Illinois would love to run a ton of 12 personnel and run the rocket people. And that's why, I mean, there was something that popped up like Luke Altmaier, 3,000 yards and 25 touchdowns. I honestly think Luke Altmaier might throw for less yards this year and more touchdowns, like in an inverse way.
I don't think anybody's going to complain if our running game's even better and more efficient this year,
How awesome would it be if Aiden Lawfrey, Caden Fagan, and Khalil Valentine combined for 2,000 yards? So, I mean, that would be phenomenal. And I agree with Bill Moe. Two guys aren't going to get 70% of the catches and targets on this offense. There's just weapons out there. I mean, I would love it if Cole Rusk led the team in catches. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Before we get to final thoughts, I got one here. Here's a question from Brad P. What freshman has the biggest impact besides Trimble? I'm going to have some – I'll give you – you can answer. I'm going to say maybe Grant Bierman, huh?
Whoa. Yeah, guest of the show.
I've heard some really good things. I've heard some good things about him so far.
He pops, man. Man, I don't know. I really don't know. There's a chance that – I'm with Billy Moe, son. I really
I'm
am.
going to say – but if Trimble may play some, I don't see him playing and making giant impacts this year. I think he can, but there's so many guys ahead of him that have been here. I don't see him taking Ashton Holland snaps. I don't see him taking Malik Elsie's snaps. I don't think he's going to be over Beatty, Dixon, and I think eventually Hudson Clement. That's 5 guys right there. So,
and if he does, it's because he's showing out and he's showing that he is that guy.
But Grant Bierman has impressed the staff. I can tell you that.
Right. There's guys on the roster that you think could be an impact player as a freshman. If this was 2021 Illinois, this isn't 2020. This isn't Lovie Smith's Illini where it's
Mikey Dudek, right?
Right. This isn't a situation, and like, God forbid it's Carson Boyd.
Yeah.
God forbid it's on Shawnee Newton, right? Like those. God forbid it's John Forster or Cedric Weish, or Tywan Cox. Like they're just or offensive lineman Isaiah or defensive lineman Isaiah White. Like there's just or Cameron Brooks. Like God forbid it's those guys, because then that means there's some injury problems in front of us that are devastating and tragic.
Hey, Tywan Cox, if it's on special teams because of his speed, could be a good one.
Yeah, I would love. I mean, I haven't heard about him listed in the kick return game, but I would venture to guess if there's going to be anybody on the squad outside of Braden Trimble who can make a difference on this team, it's going to have to be in special teams or Grant Bierman. I'll give you that. Grant Bierman is a freak athlete for his size, but then again, he's battling out James Cruz, possibly Malachi Hood, Kanena Odaluga. Like, that's hard.
Yeah.
And obviously going right.
Yep. We're going to get to it here because I've got a little something going on with my daughters that I got to go pick them up. But we got in 45, so that's good. I know my final thought. I'm going to do a little hoops. I got a little hoops for you. Go ahead, Kev. I'll let you give us your final thought.
Yeah, pretty cool. I'm going to go with one of the things I always like to talk about, and that's golf. Brian Campbell and Thomas Dietrich made it to the BMW Championship of the FedEx Cup. So that means that next year they are both invited to all 8 PGA signature events. Now, for Thomas Dietrich, that's not that big of a deal. For Brian Campbell, it's a huge deal. 2 wins on tour this year. put him in that position. He will play next week at the BMW in Maryland. The guys showed well, so that's pretty awesome for both those guys. It's just another light shining upon Illinois golf. We will probably have a lot more football to talk about next week after we get Open Media Day. What is it, Monday or Tuesday? BTN's coming to town, and we get the local guys, and we get a lot more about what's going on with Illinois football. So.
Oh yeah, that'll be a good one. I will tell you this: so Illinois basketball added. I'm going to tell you what. Even though he's not rated really high, Landon Davis, 2026 kid. He's a two. Now, I don't know how
guys sleep on him all you want because of his start. I don't give a shit. I watch his highlights. Kid could play.
Yeah, Ethan Brown and him both are like these underdog, like under-recruited kids. I'm like, Landon Davis is like top 226. I've watched his highlights. He can stroke it. He's 6'8", 6'9". He can stroke it. He's an appreciated athlete, and he's got like a nasty competitiveness to him, if you've noticed. I love his game. He's from Iowa. Here's the thing, folks. You're like, oh, well, who's Iowa and Ben McCollum were after him. I think the new Iowa coach really liked him a lot, and I think he's got a really good eye for talent. Of course, Minnesota has been after him as well, and I think there was a couple other Power 5 teams that had offered of late. So I would say that just because he wasn't getting the national love, I think he was going to blow up here. I think by the time it's all said and done, and the fact he has this, like, I'd say chip, right? He's got like this, like, you slept on me, I'm going to prove you wrong mentality. So he's good. If you watch Landon Davis highlights, I'm a fan. Me and Kevin hadn't talked about this, so I guess he's a fan of it as well. And I'm done kind of looking at like, oh, well, he's number 111 or, oh, he's only 226, right? But I'm telling you, the staff likes what they like, and they're adding some really good pieces. Guys that can shoot, can space the floor. Have you noticed the trend here?
I'll tell you this, Ryan. The guy, he reminds me of a Wisconsin big.
Summers or no, Cameron Winter. Sorry.
He reminds me of like John Lure, but he can put the ball on the floor and he can shoot the three. While John Lure didn't really shoot from outside. Like I was a little bit frustrated with both him and Ethan Brown's commitments. I'm like, what are we doing? I've read up on this a little bit. There are guys who are not commanding a ton of NIL. It leaves opportunities for Illinois to go after some guys like Costanza. And I'm trying to the other kid in that class is eluding me, the guard that they really like.
And more like Sam Decker too.
Yeah, he is athletic. He can put the ball on the floor. He can shoot the three. He's tough. And listen, he's probably not a guy that's going to come in and play next year. Like I'm okay with this. Like we're bringing in developmental guys, and I'm fine. I really like his game, Ryan. I like that a lot. So.
Awesome. Well, hey,
Mark McCoy said Sydney tackling Chase. That was pretty cool over the weekend. And Pat Bryant big catches today. That was awesome.
It looks like Pat Bryant's got a great chance to be the number 2 or 3 wideout for the Broncos. So
running with the one. So.
Yep, happy about that. Jershawn Newton had a nice weekend as well for the Commanders.
Backing a fumble on Drake May. Love to see it.
Yep. So with that being said, you guys, big week ahead. BTN will be coming to Champaign in the next week. So we'll see. If they come next Monday, we might do it on Monday night so we could talk about it. We'll see.
They're coming this Monday. I think they're coming like in 2 days.
Oh, okay, great. So we'll have a chance to talk next Sunday.
We won't have a show Sunday night. I'll be flying back from Chicago.
We'll do Monday.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll talk about things we've heard, things we've seen, all that. That being said, we appreciate you. Keep subscribing on YouTube. Tell your friends about it. Any Illini friends, subscribe YouTube. We appreciate you on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Swami out.